Alright my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today I want to show you guys just how easy it is to get all the parts necessary to build your PC. But everybody out there is doing things trying to help you build a PC for the cost of the PlayStation 5 Pro. Why? If you're going to PC, my friends, you want something that is going to last you and deliver an experience that's going to keep you happy long term, not just get you over the line so that you can that's what most people don't tell you in the PC space. I'm going to be completely honest with you today. If you go to PC and you go in at an $800 build, you are going to need to upgrade again fairly soon. So is that really going to save you money, or is that just going to add to your hassle? First of all, you got to understand, do you know how to build your own PC? If you know how to build your own PC, yeah, go in as cheap as you can. It doesn't matter because you'll know how to fix it. But if you are just coming from console and you don't know nothing about building a PC, you need to get this right the first time so that you have enough time to learn this stuff as time goes on. So this is what we're going to do. If you know how to build a PC, then yes, you can go ahead and start trying to put together a PC around the PlayStation 5 power for the same or for the price of a PlayStation 5. If you don't, and I mean this, if you don't know how to build a PC, but you are willing to learn and you want to take and you got to take your time and you're going to need to get there, this is where we're going to start with. Okay, so you want to find a good case. That this should be like one of the things that you don't necessarily skimp out on. So a case like right here, there's this one right here. This is the Leon Lee 011, but I personally, my friends, I like these NZXT cases. This the H7 Flow that I have, very nice. It's actually not too big, so you could go with the H7 Flow or the new H9 Flow. This is actually the one that I've been looking at. Is this H9 Flow dual chamber looking thing. I would kind of want it in black, but let's go ahead and just bring this up on screen so you guys can look at it. So this one here is going to be, I'd probably want it with the RGB fans, and then I would also want this bad boy in black. There's the way I would want it. So let's go ahead. Can I even get this one? Can I not get this one? Okay, let's see white. Okay, so white. If you can't find this one on the black one or whatever, I mean, even white would be fine, but I would prefer the black, but it's $169. So you go ahead and you add that to your cart. Oh gosh, no, I cannot see that. No thanks. I don't want protection. I don't want the protection. So then this is going to open up. Usually when you pick your case, it's going to open up your whole little list of everything else that's in there. Obviously, your next step is going to be your power supply. You don't really know what power supply you need until you pick the card, but by the time we're done with this build, you're going to be firmly in mid-range. So you could probably go with this Corsair right here, this 850 watt. Obviously, we're getting that white freaking box, so go ahead and add a 850 to your little freaking cart. There we go. We got an 850. Next thing you know, next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find your motherboard. So let's go ahead and I personally kind of like the AMD, so we're going to go AM5, and then we're going to go motherboard. There's no reason to buy an older CPU. You're going to want to buy the newer one so that you have a lot longer shelf life with that. I personally have the B650 Mag motherboard. You can obviously, check right here, Gigabyte has one for a few dollars less, so you can save a few money there. Asus Tough obviously has a board as well. Another Gigabyte right here, the B650 6E or whatever. Yeah, this one right here is 159, so you could go with that right there. I like my Mag board, so I'm going to go ahead and add that one to my cart. Now you're going to want your CPU, so you're going to go AM5 CPU. And you have to. This is something. If you go with if you go with Intel, you're going to want to get the Intel CPU or that. So right here, guys, here's the thing. 7600 is 6 core. 7700 is 8 core. 7900 is 12 core. 7950 is 16 core. What do we need to give us a good experience? If we're only buying this for gaming, you can go with a 7600X 6 core, but I would probably, if you're trying to save money, maybe a 7800X 8 core. But if you can swing it, so what you really want is that 7800X 3D. Do they even have the 7800X 3D? I heard that one is actually getting quite hard to get. Doesn't even look like Amazon is going to have 7800X 3D. Let's see if we can find it on here. 7800X 3D. Okay, so you can find it, but it looks like these guys are you're gonna be getting hit for a little bit of a price on here. Well, the 7900X, 7800X 3D. It looks like they're sold out, man. This is like the best CPU on the market. But you could potentially go with a little bit lower processor, but I would definitely recommend that 7800X 3D. So if we can't do that, let's just throw in a 7700X. 7700X. That's going to give you 8 cores, and you're going to be able to get that at right around $251. This CPU is going to be sufficient until you know what you're doing. Like, it's like, seriously, like maybe like 10-15 frames or something, you know. It is something that's going to be fine for a little while. In fact, you could even go with like a 9700X. I think is that the one it is? It's like a 9700X. Yeah, that's the newest one. So I would just probably go with that, seeing as your 9700X. Yeah. Well, no, that's $300-something. That'll add another freaking $100. So yeah, we'll just stick with the 7700X. That's going to be more than enough. More than sufficient. So now we've got our CPU. Now we need our RAM. So now we need DDR5. And your DDR5, you're going to be able to look on here. I mean, you don't have to get RGB, but RGB are what? See right here, it says Intel XMP. You want to just find the one that's going to say AMD XMP or whatever. Actually, it doesn't really matter. These G-Skill are probably pretty fine. It does matter, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to do... so let's go DDR5 AMD tune. The AMD is just going to give you a little bit better. See, AMD Expo. This is the Lexar for $81. You can get 32 gigs right there for $81. Vengeance AMD Expo. I see. So I would probably just go with this Vengeance Pro right here. That's what I use now is Vengeance Pro. So now we've got our case. We've got our freaking PSU. We've got our CPU, we've got our motherboard, we've got our RAM. Now all we need is technically an SSD and a GPU. So now let's go find us a 4 terabyte SSD, because we don't want to be doing this again. And you're gonna fill this up pretty fast. So you can do, wow, that one's expensive. Right here, Crucial P3. This is the one I bought for mine, $234. You're gonna add that to your cart. That is the SSD that I bought, that I have in mine right now. And now we're going to go look for our GPU. Now, we could either go NVIDIA or we can go AMD. If we go AMD, 7900 GRE. The GRE from AMD is $549. So let's come over here and let's see what our freaking cart looks like right now. Because right now we're at $1,351. And this is not getting garbage parts. This is a good build. Like this is a strong build so far. We got a good case, plenty of airflow. We got a solid 850 watt PSU. This is fine. This is gonna be a good mid-range. This is gonna be a good mid-range PSU for a while. You should be pretty good with that. You could future-proof a little bit and go with 1,000 watt, but 850 is probably gonna be okay. B650 Tomahawk motherboard. This is a great motherboard. It's got multiple slots for SSDs. I love this board. I'm very happy with it. You got an 8-core processor, 16 thread. This is a solid CPU. The Vengeance Pro, the Vengeance RGB. This is great memory, nice and fast, perfect, tuned for AMD. And then you got 4 terabytes of SSD. Trust me, a lot of this is going to be filled with old games. Trust me, you are going to buy a PC and you are going to play old games. The first one that you buy, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it could be so great. And then you're going to jump to that. So right here, our budget is about $1,900 for this PC. So let's go over here and let's look. We can get the GRE. The GRE in its price range, my friends, at $549.99. But I am kind of, if you go with Sapphire, the Sapphire Nitro or whatever, this is supposedly the best, but then there's also ASRock right here. Well, that's a 7900 XT. That there you'd be freaking super happy with if you went with that one. I guarantee you would be very happy with this card for a very long time. But we'll just do, we'll add the XFX Radeon. So now let's go ahead and look at our build for our 8 parts. 8 parts. You've got your GPU, CPU, motherboard, memory, SSD, power supply, and your case. This is all you need. That's it. It's pretty simple. You're looking at 1901 for all of those. But yes, you could do this significantly cheaper. This is just me showing you guys that, like, look. And now if you went over to, like, 7900 GRE pre-built gaming PC, you're looking at $18.99 for 4070 Ti Super. So you could probably get that with a Yayani or whatever, Cyber Power. For a 4060 Ti is $1249, and you have significantly more power with a GRE. Skytech Gaming Nebula right here for a 4060 is $849. Let's see, iBuyPower has a 4060 Ti 8GB for $1359 for a 4060 Ti 8GB, 13700 FKF. 32 gigs of RAM, like right here. You got this one right here, 1660 Super for $700. 4070 12 gig for $1,800. See, so $1,700 for a 4070. Another one right here. This one here says it's got a Panorama RTX 3080 to 4070 gaming PC. So yeah, don't buy that. And then these are the prices of like pre-built. You can buy a pre-built, obviously, so you don't have to worry about it. The Asus ROG is $1201, and that's going to get you a 4060 Ti. Cool looking case, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm not one of those people that are against getting a pre-built. Like, I'm really not. I feel like the training wheels are perfectly fine, but I've got a career with a job that I make fairly decent money, so it's I look at it as an investment. Like, you're looking at this as like, oh my gosh, man, I'm going from console, I'm going over to PC. I don't know what the freak I'm doing. I've got a lot of intimidation. I just want to get something that works. I just want to play games. I want that console. I get it. I get it, man. I understand that, like, it's not you that's wanting to change. You have to look at it this way. It's not you that wants to change. It's them forcing you to change. They're forcing you. They keep taking advantage of you and giving you the bare minimum, but asking significantly more money for what they're giving you. Could a PlayStation 5 Pro hold you over and make you happy? Probably. Do you have to go PC? No, absolutely not. You don't. But what do you want? This video is, if you want the better, if you're sick and tired of not getting what is advertised, PC is where you need to go, because this, you have to learn. Like, you have to get into PC and you have to learn what things do and what expectations you can realistically have out of the hardware that you're going to buy. And it sucks. Some people can get them right over from consoles to PC at medium settings and rock really high frame rates and feel absolutely happy. The medium settings at native resolution are going to look significantly better than anything you have on the console. Period. Like, that's just the way it is. You don't have to go ultra settings, ultra everything. You don't have to do that. That stuff just kills your frame rate, and at worst, it looks slightly better than lower settings. It's crazy on PC how much these settings can really affect the performance, and how much of the experience it can take away from you guys. So when you look at this, when you look at the cost of pre-builds, and then you build this by yourself, or you have somebody else build it, you're at $1,900, and that PC that we just put together, that's gonna last you. Let's go to our cart. Boop. This is gonna last you well into the next generation of consoles. Like, you don't need to buy anything else. But yeah, we're $1,000 over a PlayStation 5. How long into the next generation is this gonna last, you might ask? Probably throughout the whole next generation too. The only thing that you potentially might need to upgrade would probably be your graphics card in about 4 years. This GRE is going to last you at least 4 or 5 years, and that there is cheaper than the PS5 Pro. This is what I base my cost. This and the CPU, well, the CPU and the motherboard and all of that stuff. This is all stuff that you have to. This is all stuff that you have to buy. This is essentially your foundation of your PC, your case, your power supply, your motherboard. That there's the foundation, and your CPU, obviously. So that's why I recommend going with good, solid, stable parts. Good motherboard, good freaking PSU, and a good case. Absolutely splurge on that. This is the thing. If you go into it with that cheap console mindset that, oh, I just want cheap, you're going to get cheap. That's exactly what you're going to get. And then you're going to be out more money. You're going to nickel and dime yourself by wasting valuable money and valuable time buying cheap stuff, when you need to understand that there's a foundation for it. Your motherboard, your case, your power supply, your CPU is your foundation. With those right there, splurge. Get the best you can get, so that, because those are going to last you a lot longer than potentially your GPU. Those you want to invest heavy in at first, because then you can ride them out a lot longer than you can a GPU. Like your GPU, I mean, you can ride these GPUs out if you're willing to adjust settings and stuff like that. Literally, this GRE can last you anywhere from like 4 to 6 years, easily. Like this thing is pretty nice, and depending on how you use it and what you want to do with it. If you go with NVIDIA, you're adding at least $50 to $100. If you went with the card that's comparable to this one here, is going to be like your 4070 Ti Super-ish. I would say both of those are going to kind of be in like the same bracket, and the other one's like $800. Obviously, ray tracing, you're going to get better performance even with like a 4070 Super toward this card, but I feel like the 7900 GRE is above the Super and just under the Ti Super. So this is a good card. This is a well-rounded, good card that's going to get you through a lot more. If you want to add NVIDIA, be my guest, but I'm recommending at least a 4070 Ti Super, which is $800. That's my recommendation for the NVIDIA side when you come over to the PC. Can you do it with a lower tier card? Absolutely. But because the consoles have standard 16 gigs of VRAM, I recommend a minimum of 16 gigs of VRAM on your card. So that would put you at 4060 Ti 16 gigs. That would be fine. Like, that would be a perfectly fine card that would definitely do decent. Or the 4070 Ti Super with 16 gigs of VRAM. Those are the two options that you kind of have. Everything else is 12 and 8 and 12 gigs. So AMD pretty much is the one that gives you your options for the 16 gigs of VRAM. Pretty much out of even a 7800 XT is going to be a better option with 16 gigs of VRAM. That's why I say that, guys. It's one of those things where, like, yes, the option to go to PC is there. But what is it that you want to get out of the overall experience for PC gaming? Like, what is it that you're looking for? Is it just because you're sick and tired of having to buy a new console every 4 years, every 8 years? If that is the case, now that Xbox and PlayStation games are coming to PC, there really is not a major reason to keep tying yourself to these consoles. But just within the next 4 years on PlayStation, PS Plus is going to cost you an additional $80 unless you get it on sale for the original like $60 or whatever. That's still another added bonus out of your pocket just to pay for your saves, just to play your games online. And this is more for the PlayStation guys, because most of you guys don't play. Most of us didn't play freaking, a lot of multiplayer anyway. We were mostly like single player gamers. So yeah, instead of just throwing your money away on PlayStation, who essentially hasn't earned it, be free. Buy what you want to buy and pay what you want to pay for it. You get games cheaper on PC. There's more competition on PC. You get significantly better performance and visuals on PC. You do not have to pay for online gaming, and your games go with you no matter what you buy. Like, they're there. You just keep adding to your massive collection of digital games, and they're there. Whereas a PlayStation, every generation, there's a 50-50 chance they're going to provide backward compatibility, or they're just going to go by the wayside and nobody will care. 3 generations of PlayStation where we pretty much just kept losing everything. They did, when they first came out, they cared about backwards compatibility, but then all of a sudden they didn't care about it no more. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. But yeah, that's my recommendation. Get yourself a $2,000 PC, call it a freaking day, and be happy. Be happy. If you buy an $800 freaking PC, you're going to be upgrading to a $2,000 PC fairly soon. So yeah, just this is the expectation that you should have going in. Obviously, you can probably knock this down significantly more. You can get a cheaper case. You can get a cheaper freaking, well, PSU, I wouldn't really go any cheaper. You can definitely find a cheaper motherboard. You can definitely get a less expensive CPU just by going with the AM4 platform. You could easily save some money. But then you're putting yourself still in the same position to where you're going to have to upgrade a more invasive upgrade sooner than if you just go with the 8-core. If you go with AM5 now, you're going to be good for 4 or 6 years, maybe even longer. Like, the CPU is probably the thing that you're not going to be upgrading as much as your GPU. So, all right, my friends, if you guys like this, I hope you found this educational. I hope you found this to be good. I could sit here and try to gaslight you all day into buying an $800 PC, but I don't think you're going to be happy with an $800 PC. I know I wasn't. I mean, I know I wouldn't be. So, yeah, this is your option. This is what it looks like. This is what it really looks like to buy all your parts, to buy a good enough PC to have, to like be good. Oh yeah, you know what? Actually, we forgot our cooler, our AIO. AIO cooler. With this, you could probably run a 240. So a 240 would just add the Kraken, the NZXT Kraken. Obviously, there's more. You got like Corsair right here for. Actually, we'll do Corsair for $99. Out there, because that's just gonna make our $2,000 PC. Now we're at a $2,000 PC, my friends. We are at a $2,000. $2,000 PC. Let's get rid of that one now. The NZXT. We'll get rid of it. Okay, so now we're $2,000, dude. We're $2,000. We're $2,081 for this order. Wow. Dang, I could get a $60 Amazon card. Oh, actually, subtotal is $2,001. $2,149. So yeah, guys. That there will get you by. That there's going to be a solid PC for a little while. I hope you found this educational. I hope that this is something that you guys can truly consider and stop throwing your money away in the console space. It's not necessarily throwing your money away. The people that I recommend going PC are the single player gamers. If you're a single player gamer, absolutely, you should be on PC. You should just move away from consoles. I get that the whole thing is, I mean, look at this, man, an ultra wide monitor. I was like, oh man, let me get a drink real quick. I was like, ultra wide monitor. I never even imagined that. I never even thought of that. I was like, yeah, I need my 4K TV and it needs to be big. Playing on this thing, man, absolutely freaking incredible. Like, this is so freaking cool, my friends. Like, I love the way this feels, and I love the way I love it. So there's lots of reasons to go PC. There's lots of things. I mean, like, look at my setup right here. I just got this whole little battle station set up. I'm not sitting in there trying to fight with mama to watch TV. I actually just hung a TV right there so that when I'm in here working, she can just lay on the bed and watch TV and stuff. It's pretty cool, man. Like, I like this. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.